everybody. I think it is on live right now. Today I will talk about something that's what I did at last weekend. Vegan Japanese sweets mizuyokan recipe on YouTube. And I want to talk about content today, which is I use this ingredients, Japanese old ingredients in that recipe. And I think not so many people knew what is content, and I would like to explain to you a little bit more details. Okay, about the history content is 1685. It's pretty old. Japanese person discovered that he, just like other ingredients, dried food, that it was cold. Japan is 4 seasons completely, so they have a, I guess, cold region that's kanten, which is made from seaweed, and he put it outside and it's freeze. Then it's dried it out, and that's discover kanten. That is 1685. Then 1881, the study in Europe, the study about bacteria start. So they're using this content on Patriot dish. Just like when you go to school, science lab, that's you may be able to use that. And that's what they grow bacteria on it because they have nutrition. So that's they're using. Then so that is about the history, and maybe European people don't think that's they can eat it, but in Japan, by history, Japanese people been eating kanten for a long time. So for us, it's a popular ingredients, but maybe for the European people. So that's when I start working at the college back when I was young, I was working for the lab, microbiology lab, and I have to make petri dish by using content, and I was surprised, are you using content? That's I didn't know. So I was excited, and I use those agars a lot. Oh, by the way, I'm talking about content, that's agar. So a little bit about the agar. You may not know what is made from. This is made from tengusa, or the part of the nori, which is the seaweed. And of course, hi, Miguel. Hi, Miguel. Thanks for watching. And okay, so that is, we eat lots of seaweeds as a Japanese. Then so agar is made from seaweeds, and that is totally vegan because it's seaweeds. But gelatin is made from animal, so that is a big difference. And if you are vegan, you can use agar for food to make liquid thicker, or making some sweets. So this is very good things that you knew or you learn about agar. And agar, because of that fiber rich agar, because from the seaweed. And why how they, okay, first how they gonna make it. It's they are taking really slimy part, kind of not really slimy, yeah, slimy part of the seaweed. Seaweed tends to be slimy usually. Then they take off those, then it's freeze and dried it out, and that's make powder agar. So that's you can use, and lots of rich fiber. For example, the cereally is 1.5 grams in 100 grams of the cereally, and sweet potato it's 3.3 gram, 2.3 grams, and gobo, that's also Japanese food, and I have some YouTube video the cooking, how to cook gobo vegetable, which probably you are not familiar with, but those are high fiber food, and that is 5.7 gram, but agar is 81.2 gram, so it's really super rich of fiber. And fiber, because fiber is pretty good for diet, the fiber fill you, and fiber take off the bad cholesterol, or the reduce the high blood pressure, and also reduce fat, and also high blood sugar. So fiber is super good for your health. And people recently eating too much animal protein and less vegetables, so it's really good to eat raw vegetable for the fiber's sake. But agar has lots of fiber, so this is pretty good source of fiber if you have a problem with your regular, which means going to bathroom. So I might have make a video for the future, some vegetable salad recipe of the agar using, or maybe soup. So that may be coming for the future. But this is the interesting Japanese study about fiber. About 3 months, 76 diabetic patient eating 2 grams of fiber by agar, which is about 3 grams agar every day at dinner. But before eating dinner, eat this agar, whatever they decide to make, and eat dinner. After 3 months later, they have lower fat, lower cholesterol, lower high blood pressure, and lower high sugar in their body. So it's only 3 months. They don't change any diet, but they only eat agar products, 3 grams agar every meal before dinner, and they reduce those things. So that is easy way to treat some diabetic. So if you are diabetic, or if you have somebody who is diabetic patient for your family or friend, maybe you should tell them that agar is pretty good, and it's not that difficult, because this is a high fiber food and easy to eat, and they fill you. So that's maybe they don't want to eat lots of other stuff, which is interesting. So this is good to know. And why this agar fiber is different than other fiber from other vegetables, because agar have to cook with lots of water. So that is the biggest difference, because it's so much water contents with the agar. When you eat those fiber in the water doesn't dissolve or digest or absorbed in your body. So, and also that is blocking the other high cholesterol stuff or some like fat and stuff in your stomach or digesting system. So then they take off when you go to bathroom. So that is the reason that probably high blood pressure or the high sugar fat is reduced when you eat agar. At the I just told you about the Japanese study about the agar. So that's the fact. So this is good, and also diet too, because reducing fat. So this is good ingredients to do diet too. So I highly recommend, if you knew agar and how to cook agar from now on, that you should regularly maybe start cooking or making some agar meal, maybe once a day, and that would be great. Maybe you reduce your weight or the good for diet. So that is very good to know about the Japanese ingredients, right? Then when I was elementary school, we have cooking class. I don't know now, even Japanese school, if they have those things anymore, but I had it. And I still remember that I made Japanese sweets from agar. Then that is, I noticed that gelatin takes long time to get hardened. You have to put in the refrigerator, and it takes kind of for a while to make it cool it down. But agar is different. Agar is melted at 90 degrees Celsius, 100 Celsius. Did I say 90 degree? Yeah, 90 degrees Celsius. And 100 degree is the boiling temperature. So a little bit less than boiling temperature, 90 degrees Celsius. They melt. Then 40 degrees Celsius is start harden. And gelatin takes, I think, lower temperature. So you have to put in the refrigerator. But when even I made Mizuyokan, then the other YouTube video, I didn't even put it in the refrigerator, but it start getting harder, because usually room temperature is like, I don't know, 20, well, about 30 degree or less Celsius. So for agar, it's already start getting hardened. So that is a big difference than gelatin, which means when you put in the room temperature, after once put in the refrigerator and make it harder for the agar and put it out to the room temperature, it's still solid. And also when you eat in your mouth, the human temperature is at 98.9 Fahrenheit, right? Then we are like Celsius, so we are like, I have like 36.5 or 6 Celsius. So when I eat agar, it doesn't melt in my mouth. So still you have to chew, but it's very soft. So that is a different. And you also can use pudding or the jello and custard, but little different texture. And also you have to know the way to make this agar softer, not getting harder. And I am going to show you, not this video, but other time YouTube video, how to make it, not make it hard agar. So that's what I'm gonna do for the future. And just like Miguel said, in Mexico, I couldn't read, I'm sorry, everything, but Miguel said in Mexico they have some food, right? And I researched about Mexico. Yes, candy, Mexican candy, is that's traditional food in Mexico. They're using agar, right? Then Russia, they're using for the jam instead of pectin. Usually put the pectin in the jam, but in Russia they're using agar. It's interesting. I've never thought. Then Philippines, they're using for salad. So I guess Philippines has agar too. That's interesting, because I didn't really know. That's the southeastern side of the country still have that agar. Probably yes, because they have other sweet stuff, tapioca and those things, kind of similar. So probably is. But agar is, you don't need to put make it hard to eat. Even you put in the soup, let's say, then melt, those agar melt in the soup because the temperature, it's gonna melt. But if you eat with liquid agar, the fiber is still same. So even you eat hot agar stuff, the fact of that working in your body as a fiber is same. So you can eat or drink agar and just make it harder and eat agar. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. However, if you put too much sour thing, which is the vitamin, which means citrus, or the vinegar in the agar, too much when you melt agar, those fiber make shorter. So it could be a little different work for the body. However, they are, I think, still researching about those cut it short fiber in the agar with citrus. They're studying about relationship with cancer. And I think they said they're still researching, but this is little old information, but probably about 2000, year 2000, but they're researching about the relationship of the cancer, and they said they're working for cancer. They said those short fiber is protecting to making cancer cell smaller. So that is very interesting study, and I haven't heard anything, and I haven't researched after that research thing, so I don't know what's going on. But so far I study about this information. So this is agar, and I didn't know lots of things, but now I know. I'm telling you that I think agar is pretty good food and pretty good to know if you cook something, maybe sweets or even regular food, which I probably make a YouTube video later, and eating regularly, that would be great benefit for your health. So that's what I wanted to tell you today about live. I just made Japanese sweets before this video, mizuyokan, which is sweets, so sugar in it, but for the future I will make some food, not the sweets. But this is today's story, and thank you for watching. I hope this information helpful and interest you. It made me very interesting. So thank you very much, and hopefully see you next time. And this is Japanese Cooking Lovers. I'm Yuri, and see you next time. Bye.